Hey, what's up, guys? This is Nathan with the Raw Faith Podcast, coming at you guys with another impactful video. So, without further ado, here we go. So, I wanted to talk about a few things. I don't really at all. I don't write anything pre videos. Maybe I should. I think I should start doing that. I don't have any notes or anything. When I decide to do a video, I just do a video based off of like how I'm feeling. Like I know I'm gonna be consistent and I'm gonna continue making videos, but not like predetermining what I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna talk about. Just kind of just letting the present, just being present and just letting what the truth is inside of me come out, and not having to write it down, because if I know the truth, I am the truth, and I walk with the truth, then I should easily don't have to be writing anything down. But I don't write anything down. I just come on here and speak from experience, the heart, and also just experiences in life, what's going on with the world, in America, other countries, human nature, uh, just observing everything and not identifying with it. I believe, and I would even tell people to practice just not agreeing and also not disagreeing, and nor do not disagree nor agree. And you'll see, if you don't agree or disagree with anything, you can hear something out, you can understand the situation, uh, but practice just letting it, don't agreeing and don't disagree. Just let it, like, just take it in, because it has no effect on you. When you start to agree with something, you start to trying to identify with it. A lot of people, it's okay to disagree and agree on certain things. You don't need to kill someone over it or attack someone over it. That's hatred in the heart. And a good thing that I actually was thinking about before, and now it just came into my head, was um, getting into what I was speaking about, like the last video I made. Wanted to get more into the bare bones of where it all starts from, where it all comes from, and evil, wickedness, human nature. Because I say, as children, as babies, as children, as infants, when we're born in this world, we are pure. We male, female, babies in general, children, we are pure, or they are pure. They're pure of heart. They don't have human nature, our nature. They have the Father's nature, God's nature, which is pure, which is forgiving, which is understanding, which is pure love. That's why when you notice children or babies are, they just so quick to forgive. They do things not out of intent, bad intent. Excuse me. Excuse me. They don't do anything with bad intent. They don't have any intent. They do things out of curiosity and just what's around us. They learn. They're super good at learning. They absorb everything. And that's one thing that us as parents, well, not us as parents, but parents in general should understand. If that your children absorb everything, the good and the bad, what you show them. It all starts from home. People that are long time, what is it called? What do they call it? Career criminals, or long-term criminals, or people that do bad things to other people, getting excitement out of it, a thrill, doing things of wickedness for their own pleasure, gooning, etc. Stuff like that dopamine rush, that quick little thing, and then you're always wanting more. It's like a drug, It doesn't even have to be a drug physically, but the high you get off of it, the dopamine effect you get off of the thrill, that is not of God. See, like when you're always chasing, going back to, yeah, well, let me just get back on track first. With the children, so they're pure of nature, and what corrupts them is the wickedness and principalities of this world, aka also the devil, um, that lives in a lot of people. A lot of people, the people that haven't overcame, that haven't dropped their human nature, their wicked nature, their ego, their anger, and followed Christ. Um, when Christ says you must give a life, I mean, you must give. When Christ says to return back to the Father, we need to drop our nature. We need to drop all we learned, because of what we learned is not of good. It's not of God. We can have true peace, just as Jesus says. Jesus is our brother. I know people may think, oh, people say, I've met Christians that say, oh, the Holy Trinity, he's God and all this stuff. Nowhere in the Christian Bible does it ever does it say about a Holy Trinity, that Jesus and God are one. Jesus never said that he was God. He was always saying, I seek the Father, guidance of the Father. Um, when he was on the cross, he was like, and they were heckling and taunting him. He was like, forgive them, for forgive them, Father, for they do not know what um they do not know what they do. And basically that just shows, that in many other occasions, basically, he's the Son of God, and he is salvation. He came here and died for our sins. He was the perfect sacrifice, the final sacrifice for our sins. Um, Going back to human nature, and I'm going back and forth, but it's just kind of what I'm feeling at the moment. I tell you guys, I don't write anything down. I just kind of like, just comfortable and just allowing the present and allowing God to just speak. Um, and with the children is when they start to see and absorb um, identities growing up, either their father's or their mother's identity. The order of Christ is the order of God is God, Christ, man, woman, children. And if that order, or which I personally believe, if that order is messed up in any way or missing anything in any way, it's not that correct order properly, then the whole thing becomes dysfunctional. The household becomes dysfunctional, and the kid doesn't grow up in the light, or in the light as they should. And then they start to have problems. They start to say, oh, mental illness, anger problems, emotional issues. But in reality, it's just spiritual. The further away you drift from God, the more away you're from the truth, and the more away you're from the light, and the more you're into yourself, into your emotions, into your mental, and all that is evil. It's of the wickedness. It's all manifested manipulation from the devil, the master deceiver. Was the master deceiver or whatever? But he's the master deceiver. He's deceiving you in your thoughts, in your imaginations. Um, a lot of kids, they grow up in abusive households, or households that are not with both parents, and they're not grown up in the right way. They don't have the right direction, and that causes people to drift further and further away from God. Start to question themselves. Start to say who I am. I need to find myself. I need to be on medication. They should look for an external source to help them, their problems or their issues or their comfort. They want to just be comfortable, because they're not. When you're in that state, you're unconscious. What's being conscious is being present, knowing this is physical, this is feasible, this is happening right here, right now. This is something I can change, I can move, I'm living in it, in the present. You're not living in the past. You're not living in the future. Parents have a responsibility to raise their kids properly, but once their kids also become of age, you become an adult, your issues, that's when you need to overcome. But your issues, your problems, the hell that you're in, the misery that you are in, whether you tell people you are or not, when you're alone and you cry, or when you're alone and you're facing everything all by yourself, or you think you're facing everything all by yourself. In reality, you are, because you are so far away from God. You no longer seek God. God's not even in your life. You're chasing other things. You're putting other priorities above God. And then that's when the suffering happens. Yes, we need to suffer and endure, but to overcome. We are not supposed to stay suffering, staying like that. God doesn't want us to be like that. God's a righteous God. He's a righteous Father. He does everything for a reason. He's not going to just let us live in hell and stay there. And for the people that are in hell and they stay there, it's because of their own choice. Misery loves company. The devil loves to deceive, and he likes to put it, this is life, this is how it is, get comfortable. And that's what you do. You adapt, because that's, guess what? That's human nature. We adapt. Adapting, I understand, during evolution, survival, protecting your family, building territory, building a house, building civilization. Understand adaptation, whether that's perfectly fine. But there's adaptation of human nature where it's not good, when you have to adapt to the evil side. What I mean by that is when you're hanging around with the wrong people, doing the wrong things, you're adapting. You're slowly identifying with them, and you're adapting into the environment you're in to survive, or you perceive it to survive. Like that's the only way to survive. A lot of people see it that way. I used to see it that way. But that's one of the great deceptions of the devil. He is always at work. People want to always say, God this, God that, I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, or whatever. But the moment I have literally questioned people, okay, do you believe in Satan? Do you believe in the devil? No, I don't. But he is clearly in biblical text. He is clearly spoken to, there, in the Bible. And when Jesus was, I believe he was fasting for like 60 days or something like that. The devil approached him multiple times and had that whole thing. Have you ever seen Son of God? Yeah, the Son of God, the movie. It was an awesome movie. Great depiction of it in cinema. But that, he's in text. He's spoken about the serpent, Adam and Eve. He's brought up multiple times in the Bible by God and by others, and by other writers of the Bible. And but you don't want to believe in them. But you believe in hell, you believe in God, you believe in Jesus, but you don't believe in the devil. And that's what the devil wants to hide. He wants, in the end of times revelations, he's supposed to capture all the churches. He's doing a good majority already. Majority of churches, Christian churches, and I could even say other, but I'm speaking of just from Christian. Um, Not all, but there are now a lot more than there were before. A lot of churches that are no longer speaking about the devil, no longer talking about the devil, started to do this kind of what I heard, the phrase cotton candy religion. Everything's sweet and dandy. Just forgive. You'll be fine. No, we need to live daily and absorb our fruit daily from God. It's being a Christian isn't seeking God isn't, oh, okay, on the weekend, and then go to Bible study on Wednesday, and then I do my thing, and then repeat the cycle, and as long as I forgive, I'll be okay. But we've been forgiven. We have been already forgiven. But despite that, going back to it, they don't know. And the thing about it is the devil doesn't, oh yeah, but the churches is the cotton candy, but they're not talking about the devil anymore, or they talk very little about him, like he's non-existent. And he wants that. He wants that. They start accepting LGBT, uh, when in the Bible it specifically says that it is an abomination of the Lord. Multiple different lowercase gods. And I get this from the biblical text, like Old Testament, um, Yahweh, God, the God of Israel, the true God, the true creator, God himself, capital G, that which is identified in text. He is the creator, and then there's other gods and other deities um, that have no power at all. and they betrayed, and they're wicked. But going back to Satan and going back to all this, it all starts at home and what you learn and absorb from your parents. And you, when you become an adult, you need to overcome, forgive so you can be forgiven and so that God can move and change your life. Don't hold grudges. Don't get angry. You can still speak up for yourself without getting angry. Stop clinging on to anger. Anger is not good. It is of bad. When people are in an angry state, you're unconscious. I know there's many times for myself, and you guys can probably relate too. Um, when you're angry in an angry situation or an angry mood or feeling angry or being angry, and you're talking to somebody and having an angry conversation or just a discussion or a spat, and you start saying things, and then later on when you've calmed down and or the other person calms down, you start to realize, man, I said some really stupid things, I didn't even mean that, or whatever, and you go and apologize or ask for forgiveness or whatever you do with that person to kind of like mend the wounds, but that have been severed. But when you are in that, when you finally calm down and you kind of finally aware and present, you understand, like, damn, the things I did were stupid. You literally become dumber. You literally become stupid and dumb when you lead with emotions instead of leading with logic and wisdom. When you lead with emotions, anything can be right. Wrong is right and right is wrong. And when I get at that, is because reasoning is another thing that the devil uses to get to people. I can reason with myself enough to kill, to hurt somebody. I mean, to end somebody. I can reason with myself to be like, you know what, in my life or myself, I can reason with myself in my head to be like, you know what, that was the right thing to do. Even though people in the exterior, right versus wrong, like the fact of right and wrong, murder or hurting somebody to full extent is it's not of good. It's wrong. But I can reason with myself to do that. I can reason with myself to kidnap somebody. I can reason with myself to do foul things. But in my head, I'm like, you know what, I didn't do anything foul. I'm reasoning, and reason is of evil. I can reason with myself, same as anyone else, and same as everyone else that has done crazy things, like even with the Charlie Kirk thing, that when people want to start reasoning with the darkness, reasoning with the evil, reasoning with the murderers, reasoning with the rapists, reasoning with the pedos, or, well, I don't think about the pedos because I think everyone's pretty much against it, the pedos, but um, assault, batteries, like all these things, people are starting to associate with victims and just have and use reasoning and emotions. Oh, they did this because maybe, oh, they didn't have money because the system's oppressing them, and all this other excuses to just make them feel better. Because when you reason with yourself and you did something heinous, it doesn't seem so heinous anymore. When you start reasoning, you start like, oh, that made sense. Yeah, I don't see the bad side of it. Or maybe it could have been wrong. Maybe it is a little bad, but not really. Reasoning is not of good. It's not of God. We must lead by logic and wisdom. Wisdom from our experiences in our life, the things we've seen, done, um, absorbed, spat out to the world, and all the consequences and outcomes that we have been through, everything we've overcome. And we can't stay in the state of misery. We can't stay in the state of suffering, because the only one that's keeping you there is not God that's keeping you there suffering. He wants you to overcome, and he wants you to come and seek him. And seeking is a daily thing you do. Like I was speaking about the church thing, Wednesdays and or Thursdays and weekends. Oh, we go to church, and then just no. It's an everyday thing. You must die daily of your ego, of your anger. Drop it. Have full faith in Christ, in God, to lead your life as a man. And as a woman, same thing. Overcoming. We men and women, we have different roles, and but at the end of the day, we both need to overcome. We both need to return back to the Father and be guided by the light. The darkness hates the light. Evil hates good. The devil hates God. And he doesn't want to be spoken about in churches. He doesn't want to be heard because he is the master strategist, the master deceiver. The greatest worship that he loves is the worship the greatest worship is the worship you are doing that you don't even know you're doing. The best worship is the worship that you don't know you are even doing. And I'll just end it like that. I know it's kind of a little ramble or a spat, but like I said, I don't write anything down. I know it's getting annoying, but I don't write anything down. I don't pre anything when I get here. I know that I'm gonna do it today. I know I'm gonna record, and I just allow, like, I just stay present, and I'll feel it inside, and I'll know, okay, this is the time I should speak. I appreciate you guys. A lot more content to come, a lot more talking, and put God first. Put God first. People chase money, people chase women, people put a lot of things first, their cars, their finances, even their children. Put God first, and everything else will follow. Seek the Father, and He will be there for you. I guarantee it. This is the Raw Faith Podcast with your host, Nathan, signing out. Thank you for your guys' time. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one.